What is good, Ninja? OG over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today, we have some awesome topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Enter the Gungeon is getting an advanced Gungeons and Dragons update, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch. So here is the official announcement from the game's developers. We are excited to announce the second major update, Advanced Gungeons and Dragons. The focus of this update is on community requested changes, quality of life and convenience features, hundreds of new and substantially more powerful synergies, a bunch of new guns and items, and getting revenge on the Gungeon's most hated resident, our new boss. Of course, there will be new rooms, NPCs, secrets, and a new mini-boss. Our primary focus was to make the Gungeon a more generous place while retaining options for players who really engage with the difficulty of the game. If you tried Gungeon in the past and found it too hard, too stingy, or too slow, this update will be the version for you. If you like it just the way it was, don't worry, we've got you covered as well. The aim is to release this update simultaneously, or semi-simultaneously on each platform. And yes, that includes the Nintendo Switch this fall. In the meantime, if you want to check out some of the new stuff, swing by the Devolver booth at PAX West next week. We see this update as the complete version of the original release of Enter the Gungeon, hence the word advanced in the title. We've included nearly everything that we had in our original and insanely overscoped plan for the game, as well as try to incorporate as many pieces of thoughtful feedback from our lovely community. We read the comments, and we've stolen many of your ideas wholesale. As we get closer to the release of the update, we will have a detailed post about the changes included in the update. Thank you so much for your continued support of our silly game. Dodge Roll and Devolver Digital, this update is not the end of Gungeon. We've got something small but awesome coming in September, and next year we'll be breaking down the walls. Until then, punch the rat in the face for us. So this is very interesting because I've never even heard of this title, but I have heard of Devolver Digital because they did that weird press conference at E3 that wasn't even really a press conference. So that's where I know about them, but I've never heard of this game. Apparently it was pretty punishing for some people thought of it as cheap as far as what's going on and the difficulty levels. So they're kind of balancing that out, and they're bringing the game to Nintendo Switch. Now, we do know that Devolver Digital, they said that, yeah, they have multiple titles for the Switch, or they're going to be supporting the system, but we really haven't seen anything, and I guess here you go. Here's the first game that they're going to be bringing, or one of the first games that are going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. And it does seem like that standard kind of twin-stick shooter-ish. You kind of go through and you just shoot people in places, then you have different types of loot that you collect, and then you can equip new weapons. So that's awesome. Obviously, these type of games people really love. And if you're on the Nintendo Switch, I think it's even more appealing since you can play it portably. So what do you guys think about this game as far as Gungeon? And it's called Advanced Gungeons and Dragons. I love the pun or the play on the guns part because you're going to be getting a ton of them and shooting people and stuff like that. So that's awesome. But yeah, it looks like an interesting little title. I know it's already out. Some of you guys have probably already played it. I have not played it, don't know anything really about this game. This is my first time even knowing what it was. So for those who do know about it, let us know about it in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack Switch file size has been revealed. So a lot of the press has started to get their copies of the Azure Striker Gunvolt, the Striker Pack, as far as the digital version. And it will be out pretty much on the eShop next week. Now, NT Creates will be publishing the package or 2 games on August 31st on the eShop. Now, if you're planning on downloading the Striker Pack, you'll need at least 2.5 gigabytes of free space on your Nintendo Switch device. So it is a little bit bigger than some might have thought. Now, we found out this week that the Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack will be offered in a physical release in North America and in Europe, and Nighthawk Interactive should be publishing that, but it is going to be later down the line, potentially October. We don't really have an actual release date. All we know is that Amazon has it listed for like October 31st or something like that. So it should be coming maybe a couple weeks after the game. Who knows at this point. So if you're looking at getting a physical version, then you might want to hold off. But if you don't care about that, you want to just have access to the game at any point and not worry about a cartridge, you can pick up the Azure Striker Gunvolt, the Striker Pack, as far as on the eShop next week, and 2.5 gigabytes in file size. Now, this is something that I've actually been really looking forward to. I played the first Azure Striker Gunvolt, but something was a little off on the Nintendo 3DS, just for me. In terms of the controls, how I held the Nintendo 3DS, it just didn't feel right for me as far as that classic style, that Mega Man intense type of gameplay. And I've always wanted a console version of this game, or a game that I can play on the TV be with a different controller, to be honest. So having this for me is actually really cool, and that's the main reason why I didn't buy Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 on the Nintendo 3DS, because I thought that maybe they're going to make a double pack. I think I even made a video about that. I was like, maybe they'll make a pack, put it together, and put it on the Switch, since the sales are going so well on the 3DS, and you have pretty much another console and a hybrid. You have something that you can play on the go, just like the 3DS, but then you also have something that you can support with the controller, which might be a little bit better for this type of game, and they did it. They did exactly what I was hoping for, so I'll definitely be picking this one up, whether it's going to be review copy or whether it's going to be me going out there and getting the game. As far as the physical version, at some point I'm definitely going to have it. Hopefully I can get some streams in. I'll have the time. But either way, I'm excited for Azure Striker Gunvolt, and hopefully this does well. I would love to see a little bit more of a modern take on this instead of like the 16-bit or retro graphics. Maybe they modernized it up and kind of put it out there. I think that would be the next evolution. Still 2D gameplay and everything, but the next evolution and step for Inti Creates when it comes to the Azure Striker Gunvolt series. So what do you guys think about these games? Have you played them before on the Nintendo 3DS? Are you planning on picking them up for the Nintendo Switch? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the franchise, in addition to what your plans are when it comes to this game. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. Morphite has been pushed back to September 21st, according to Blowfish Studios. So Morphite is seeing a slight delay on the Nintendo Switch, and on Twitter, Blowfish Studios announced that the game has been rescheduled for a September 21st launch to ensure a good experience on launch. So here's what Blowfish had to say on their official Twitter account, plus they included a video, said arriving on September 21st. We're sorry, but we want to offer you a good experience on launch. So the Morphite release has been delayed to September 21st for all platforms, and that was on August 25th around 5 p.m. So that was just recently that they did announce this. And what's interesting about this game is that it's pretty much like a space traveling, procedurally generated worlds type of game shooter. Like, it's really interesting that they have this concept where you can go around, you can collect different weapons, you can go into space, there's a bunch of different worlds procedurally generated. That's what this game is all about when it comes to Morphite. And a lot of Nintendo Switch fans are like, hey, this would be pretty dope, especially after the whole No Man's Sky thing. I think it's any game that comes out and it's like, hey, we're going to do procedurally generated, we're going to have multiple worlds, we're going to have space. Pretty much everyone is like, man, is there going to be another No Man's Sky? But then you're looking at the game and you're like, this is probably going to be a little bit smaller scale. They obviously don't have as big of a budget, and they've been pretty upfront with some of the stuff about this game when it comes to Morphite, showing the game off and showing exactly how it works, whether it's trailers or gameplay videos or anything like that. I think that this game is also coming to smartphones and stuff like that as well, so it's coming to a wide array of platforms. I think it's coming to Xbox and coming to everything pretty much. So having a Nintendo Switch version is actually dope, because I wanted No Man's Sky. I thought No Man's Sky looked amazing. I thought the concept and the premise as far as what they were saying was cool, but then the developers started lying. Like, when the game was released, like, none of the stuff that he said was in the game, or a lot of the stuff, I shouldn't say none, a lot of the stuff that he said that was going to be in the game or whatever the case was didn't end up being there, and the game was just basically kind of boring. So everyone's been looking for that No Man's Sky replacement, or that No Man's Sky type of game. Heck, even Mass Effect Andromeda was supposed to be like a No Man's Sky type of game, and it's just way too ambitious. The developers just kind of ran out of time, they ran out of resources, the engine wasn't there for that, just all sorts of problems when it comes to that. So we've still been looking for that type of game. Now, will this game, Morphite, really push those boundaries as far as what people were looking for when it comes to No Man's Sky or Mass Effect Andromeda? Probably not. It probably won't get anywhere close to that. But I do feel that they have a contained type of experience that will be good to play, that will be enjoyable, and they're not over-promising when it comes to things. They're not like, oh, you have a gazillion things that you can do, and this and that, and they're going to be able to do this, and the online play, and the trading. They're not making up a bunch of stuff when it comes to this game. They've been upfront with what you can expect. So people are like, okay, cool. And obviously it's a smaller developer. They're not as big, but I think they have a good thing going here. And I'm looking forward to seeing the full version of Morphite, hopefully getting a review copy for you guys, because like I said, I actually think this looks pretty interesting. So yeah, we do have a slight delay because the game was slated to launch on September 7th. So it's interesting. I wonder what they ran into to where they have to delay delay it basically just a couple weeks. I wonder what that was. So it's probably something minor. Obviously, it's supposed to come out September 7th. Now it's coming out September 21st. So no big deal there. But let me know what you guys think about Morphite in addition to all the different topics that we discussed in this video. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier and be entered in to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.